following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
It is my pleasure to announce the 2019 winner and 85th recipient of the Heisman Memorial Trophy is Joe Burrow, Louisiana State University. Congratulations, LSU.
Welcome to the Players Lounge.
Yeah, Joe Burrow did it for the city.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah,
you knew it was coming, man.
Yeah.
You know it was coming, man.
Good for Joe. Good for Joe. All right, the Players Lounge. Two former Dallas Cowboys here, Barry Church.
Yes, sir.
Danny McCray.
Yep.
I'm Newy Scruggs, rocking the Belichick hoodie.
I see you. I see what you got going on there.
Belichick hoodie. So we started that because early in the was it episode 2 when I
That was early.
Yeah, it was very early. It was episode
It was
2.
early.
Definitely no more than episode 3 when I made my wager with Danny about Joe Burrow
The
winning
young
the
Bayou
Heisman.
Bengal.
And this is when I thought that Trevor Lawrence and Tua were still kind of right there. And I thought Trevor Lawrence.
I ain't gonna lie, I was with you. I was with you.
Not even a finalist, but yeah.
But I thought it would be Trevor Lawrence, and it wasn't. So I now owe Mr. McCray
Yeah, you do.
some appetizers and drinks.
What happened?
He said a brunch deal. Huh?
No, you said happy hour.
$1 menu. Huh?
This is dinner.
in that lunch window.
He's want to give me that 1/3 of the menu.
You know
Just
that.
appetizer and salad.
so
Nah,
I
I'm
go up
open all the way
15
up.
on
Give me-
them.
yeah.
So we will be going to Papados to pay up as LSU has a Heisman Trophy winner in the pocket, and well deserved. The one thing that bothered me about the Heisman Trophy voting, apparently some people had Joe Burrow left off the ballot.
How do you do that?
Whoa.
Now,
I didn't see that
there-
one.
How do you do that? 5%.
There is no way in the world you should ever be able to vote by leaving that young man off. That's not right.
Hold on. So you're saying like they
Yes.
didn't even mark?
Didn't
like,
even mark him.
No. They didn't even.
And he broke the record for most first place votes
In the toughest division.
Somehow didn't get voted at all by roughly 4 to 5% of the people who voted.
So it was multiple. It wasn't just
Yes,
one.
it wasn't
cat
just
doing
one
it.
guy.
Oh
It wasn't
my
just one guy. I thought Newy was hating at the beginning. You know,
Yeah, that's some serious.
And I was wrong at that because you just acknowledged that he deserved it.
I mean, it wasn't even. This was not a question.
It wasn't even close.
Barry, this is the last time that I got this just kind of upset about a vote was when Ken Griffey Jr. didn't get 100% of the votes. What were you watching? What were you watching as a Hall of Fame voter to say, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, he wasn't any good." I mean, it's Ken Griffey Jr. To watch what he did during his time as a baseball player, Hall of Famer, and for you to leave the guy off the ballot is crazy to me. Some
His
people,
credentials
yeah,
taken.
he
Get
didn't
the
get
credentials taken.
Yeah, so to me, that if there was to me, and it later on happened for Mariano Rivera, but Ken Griffey Jr., everybody should have said Hall of Fame guy. Joe Burrow, to not have him on the ballot, maybe you didn't want him to win it, but you didn't put him on the ballot. No,
That's
they
crazy.
should take your ballot away from you. You
It's
should
criminal.
right.
It's criminal, right?
Suspended.
because
Indefinitely.
because now what you're doing, that's a personal bias. If you're a true Heisman voter, and we're talking about the best player in the country, and you didn't even have him on the list, I mean,
Makes
you could have
no
said.
sense.
So, and this is where I go. So, what is the bias when you if you're watching football, and you know anything about it?
I don't know.
What bias do you have, right?
Yeah,
The dude
I don't know.
runs, the dude throws, the dude wins.
exactly.
Like everything, you check the box for everything positive that he does. If you could find one, then you still at least got to keep him on the ballot because he got 5 checks, right?
Yeah,
you
and he
said this
passes-
dude didn't check any of those.
He passes all. If you like traditional quarterbacks, he can be a pocket passer. If you like runners, he can run the ball. I mean,
you talk about leaders, he leads.
leads. He fits the
Adversity,
bill.
he
And the-
transferred and won.
Yeah, what- I just
no
don't get it.
systems. I mean, what,
I ain't know. Yeah,
And the
it's something new.
speech that Joe Burrow gave, he got me when he started talking about Coach O, man. He got me.
Hey,
He got me, man. He breaks down and he's crying. Here's Joe Burrow talking about, because he transferred from Ohio State. He's like, I didn't play for 3 years, and you took a chance on me. And for me, this is just my personal view. What I watched was a guy who loved his coach, who was grateful for his opportunity, and it was a bond that he would never. He had such gratitude. And not everybody's college experience is good as a ball player, okay? I've talked to too many, and Barry, we've chatted a little bit. Not everybody has this great fairy tale ending. But for him, he had it, and he was appreciative of it. And sometimes guys don't always appreciate the things that they have. Johnny Manziel comes to mind.
I saw Joe. He took a picture with Johnny. I was like, bro, get away from him.
Yeah, they don't want that mojo, man.
Get away
from
him.
Want that mojo.
But he, and that's what guys. And for me, and I also go back because I used to cover USC football when I worked in LA, and I love SC football. I love the tradition of it and everything, man. Shout out to OJ Simpson who said,
welcome to
so OJ, because you know what? Because
somebody take OJ's
your uncle on Twitter, man.
Somebody take this man's phone, man.
Uncle on Twitter, man.
How is he out here doing this right now? Man?
I mean, don't you love OJ Twitter? OJ Twitter got to come. I want to congratulate him.
My man be selfieing too.
Like he know what he's doing too. Like nobody want to hear.
Isn't that the beauty of it? He knows.
He
knows he shouldn't be, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway because I can.
I'm a free man.
Joe broke his record.
They did.
OJ had the highest number of votes for the Heisman. Joe broke the record. But going back to USC, Ed Orgeron wanted that job. He was the interim coach. They had a good record. Pat Hayton wouldn't hire because they didn't think he fit. And to see what he's done at LSU and he's found his way, stepped on himself a little bit. He's found his way. He's got a program going now. I was happy for Coach O.
You think about those two, right? Essentially, they both hitched their wagon to each other. So Ed Orgeron's job is on the line, right? He can't beat Bama. He needs to find a way to get some offense going. Everybody's upset with us just being a defensive team. Joe Burrow transfers, and he believes in Coach O. Coach O believes in him. Both of them have to succeed, or it's pretty much over for them. And the ending is Coach of the Year, Heisman, playing for the national championship, for an opportunity to go to the national championship.
You may want to slow down.
No, I'm not going to slow down because, listen, I was full speed ahead when I said he was going to win the Heisman. And I'm still full speed ahead on this show saying we are winning the national championship.
The Tigers will win the national championship.
You are right. We got the 1 seed. We're going to say hello to Oklahoma 28-3.
I'm not doubting.
I ain't
going to doubt Burrows.
Let me tell you something.
There's two sets of Tigers.
If Oklahoma
in this whole situation,
there's two sets of Tigers.
First, they got to beat the Buckeyes. But if Oklahoma allows us to go 28-3, they ain't coming back. I guarantee you that.
Okay. All right. So we are now 8 minutes in the show. We've gotten that out of the way.
Is this rant done? I appreciate it, man.
We got all.
Thank y'all, man.
Can we now get to the show?
Since I missed last week, y'all want to go times too. I can go whole 16 minutes.
All right, we all good. What's next on the board, man? We good. Shout out to Burrow, LSU.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be back, man. Shout out to Joe Burrow, Heisman, LSU, man. Y'all check them out. They beat Oklahoma and then go on to the national championship.
It's true. All
right, what we got, Newy? What we got?
We must talk, and I will ask you guys the same question I asked the Cowboys in the locker room after the game against the Rams. Where's this team all year?
Inconsistent. I mean, that's the only thing that's been consistent about this team is their inconsistency.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. You can say the same thing about the Rams.
I didn't think.
So let's say the Rams were what they were for like the first 8 games of the season, whatever, before they went on this 2-game spree where everybody was like, all right, the Rams are back. It's the same thing we doing, right? We go in and we have this issue of we can't win a game for almost a month, and all of a sudden we come out and we look like world beaters.
But you think anybody should fear the Cowboys right now?
Let's stretch it out for 3 games, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You doing 1 game, you go out here, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "Yeah, we back."
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody thinks we won 1 game.
No.
We won 1 game.
You got to tie a couple together, man.
You can't just go out there saying we won. Oh, all of a sudden, hey, we got to fear them now. I mean, where was this 5 games ago? You know?
It ain't.
I can't do that.
The Rams came out honestly, and I did not understand what McVay was doing.
Trying to be too cute.
Last week they come out and they run 12 personnel, which is 2 tight ends, 2 receivers the entire game. Cooper Kupp doesn't even touch the field for 80% of the game. Pound Gurley the whole game. I'm like, oh man, Cowboys in trouble. We've been having trouble stopping the run. So of course they watching film. They say, oh, we still got our linebacker hurt. We a little, our depth is a little low. We gonna come out. We gonna run the ball. Not McVay.
That man
he
really
said,
had
I'm about to come throw this thing. I saw Jay.
He had one rush for 5 yards.
You know what? I give Jalen Smith some credit. The game before, he got caught on in the end zone, and they were just going at him.
They was trying
and
him.
McVay was
Three
like, you know what?
times against the Bears.
McVay's like, you know what? That's what we're going to attack him at. They come out the opposite and give them exactly what they want. And Sean Lee ate them up.
Out there eating alive.
Jordan Lewis ate them up. And I just didn't understand the game plan. Now, I'm happy because I didn't want to see them come out and run the ball on us 20 times out of 12 personnel. It would have been a long game for us.
All right, stay with me there in terms of why did we see this before? What did 10 days off? What does that mean? What does that do as a player to get ready for another team?
I think it got him healthy, not only mentally but physically. I mean, this offensive line, they were struggling, to stay healthy, to stay on the field. I mean, you had Tyron had a back. Frederick, he's coming back from his medical issues. They lost Connor. All them boys are struggling with all these soft tissue injuries and back. So those 10 days off, I mean, you saw it out there. They were blowing this supposedly Vantage or Vent, whatever it is. They were supposed to be an unreal defensive line. They took Aaron Donald out the game completely. I don't even know if he had a tackle out there. Aaron Brockers, all those guys, they were getting blown off the ball. So I think those 10 days, it helped this overall health of this team and just gave them the confidence and momentum to go ahead and destroy LA like they did.
Yeah, and that's one thing about the Cowboys schedule almost every year, right? You get to the point in November where you're playing like 4 games in 19 days.
Yeah,
and then
that Thanksgiving schedule.
That wears on the body, right? Anytime you watch a Thursday night football game, I always say it's either going to be high scoring or they're not going to score any points. Because you didn't have enough time to prepare, and people injured, and you got people subbing in, or it's one of them games where the offense everybody's just beat up, and you really can't get into it like that.
No doubt.
So it's never like a middle part for that, and that's the same thing for us, right? We went Thursday to Thursday.
Yeah, and
it was rough. Right?
It was rough.
It was rough. And then so now we got rested up, man. Everybody's a little healthy. They got their minds right. They got the reset, and they came out and they looked that way. And
they fed that man in the backfield.
Yeah, I'm halfway believing them because I really didn't believe in the Rams that much, especially when they came out with their game plan. So we'll see. Hopefully, when the Seattle
or San Fran coming down.
All right, let's hear from the Hall of Famer Jerry Jones. This is what he had to say after the Cowboys beat up the Rams.
Maybe Super Bowl last year, the Rams I'm talking about. This is a team that I know have really outstanding players, and I know them to be well coached. And so a win like this has that credibility as far as there's no adage. Once you see a player do it, you know they can do it. Once you see a team do it, you know they can do it. And it went right for us. It wasn't like it started off right. And it seemed like the first 3 or 4 significant things that happened out there tonight was going to be really not nightmarish, but not go our way. And of course, they played through that. But this is a great way for us to not get over, but for us to put in perspective what the last 3 or 4 weeks have meant and how to pull out and make something good happen. It is possible for this team to be a part of a team that they can remember all their lives in a positive way.
Okay, when he says a team you remember the rest of your life, that is a Super Bowl team.
Yeah,
that's. I think that's Jerry. Jerry's the ultimate optimist. That's way drinking ahead. But they came to play. It was needed. It was something that it was overdue. I give Jason Garrett a lot of credit because I didn't see this coming. But it also kind of fits in my mold of what I said about Jason. I believe there's 2 games a year that he'll coach, and you just say, man, what in the heck happened to your team? And then there's one where you don't think they're going to do it, and they come out there and they win that game. And that was that game and came at the exact right time. They needed the Ram win. You stay in first place. You're 7-7. Now you go to Philadelphia. So this is what Jason has done as a coach.
Two things that Jerry touched on there.
By him, a ball.
And one of them is this rule with this defer. Like, kick a defer. Who is kicking the ball twice? Who is taking that option on purpose?
Nobody's doing
Why is this an issue? Remove this, man. Nobody is going out there and trying to say I'm kicking the ball to you twice.
They gotta
so
have some common sense with that. Yeah, they gotta have some common sense with that.
That's dumb. That's a dumb way for you to come out at halftime and not be able to get the ball. And then the guy doesn't even hear it this time.
That's why you only have one person talking up there.
Listen, you kick or receive. We know what kick means. That means defer.
They got to use common sense with it. You got to use common sense with it.
And number two, listen, I was nervous too, man, when the dude kicked the ball out of bounds on him.
Hey, shout out to Kai, man. Shout out to Kai.
UCLA's
They didn't even know his name on the sideline. Did you see the video?
Yeah, they called him K.
Called him K.
K, I thought that's like
K better kick that ball in bounds. I was like, oh no.
That was the wrong way to start. Man. But he showed it. He came back. He showed
shook back.
In the face of adversity. My guy came back, hit 3 clutch field goals. Yeah. And they were all in that money distance between 40 and 50 where, our boy the Maharati.
Two of the three were.
Yeah. And that's where Maharati was struggling.
He hit his extra points.
And he he did a good job. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he shook back, man. Listen, he had a little rust on him. He had a little rust on him. He got it off, and then he came back. And then I think us having confidence in the kicker for the rest of the year will help us on special teams as well.
We'll see.
So the problem with Brett Maher, one reason why he was cut, 1 for 5 when kicking from 40 to 49.
That's the money distance.
Okay, so that's where he was. Kai Forbath hit 2 42-yard field goals. So what Brett Maher couldn't do in 13 games, Kai Forbath comes in here and does in 1 game.
I'm going to give him 60-40. It was 60% him missing the field goals, and 40 was how good he was sleeping after he was missing them.
I just missed the game winner. It's all good, man.
Say, man, you got Jerry out here shedding a tear.
I'm going to go lay down and sleep
good.
good.
Talking about, I'm going to sleep. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
I'm going to get some pop
I was there. So Michael Gelkin of the Morning News is asking the question. And for a while, I was the only camera. Me and my guy Noah, we were the only camera there. So we were the only camera there. It was just us listening, and then other people came in afterwards because I believe they were over by Amari Cooper. And when he said it,
you want to hit him in the back of the head?
No, I mean,
you better stay up all night. What you talking about? I think you said that wrong. You want another shot? He misspoke.
He erased the tape.
You know what I'm saying? You heard yourself? You heard yourself?
Everybody else in their head was like, ooh, got him.
They got him.
So then I asked him a couple more questions, and he go all Bill Belichickian on me, trying to get up some short answers. I'm just looking. I mean, literally, he walked away. I'm just thinking to myself, man, they have to cut him. The kicker can't sit around here and talk about, man, I missed a field goal. I'm about to sleep.
I'm good.
Move over, Dak. Move over on your sleep number bed, Dak. I got this.
They let my man get a good night's sleep, go do some community service.
And as soon as he got back, I'm going to need that iPad. What you mean?
Hold on, man. I just served.
I'm going to need that iPad.
You can keep on serving, but Kai is here.
It's a cold world.
My man said he sleep. That man said he sleep. I got him been so mad.
See, it's funny because somebody else said, I said, there's nothing cold about this. If anything, they were too forgiving.
Oh, they should have been letting go.
They too forgiving.
Yeah,
look how Belichick did Kai. Bye.
In and out. Huh?
Right, Mr. Extra, man, you got to go.
As soon as my man said he was sleeping good, I would have called him. Stay asleep. Don't come here. Don't come here.
Matter of fact, leave your iPad at the door, man. We'll come get that thing.
Yeah, man, put it in the UPS box. We don't even want you to come back up here.
Go ahead and go back to sleep.
Stay asleep. Sleep all day. I don't care. How you say that?
I found it disrespectful. I just found it disrespectful to everybody on the team, who the guys who actually doing the work out here. And I think where Jerry kept talking about it and other people talk, those long kicks that when you start missing from that 40-yard range, especially when you start getting back that 45 plus, that's a turnover, man.
Yep.
And you're now making your defense go. You're giving. I mean, the other teams that's 1 or 2 first downs. They don't even have to go get. You cannot continually put your defense in that kind of hole, especially against good football teams. And to come out there and do that I hit it solid.
Look, check. Put this into perspective, right? So now I'm working in the office, right? So I send emails and I'm spell checking and all that. If I send one too soon and I didn't spell something right or I left out a word, I'm freaking out. This dude that missed the kick and lost the game.
He's sleeping good.
See, think about like getting ran over or something, or saying something that you shouldn't say on air, and then you got to go home at nighttime. You're like, man, I got to talk to the bosses tomorrow.
You should be worried.
You should be worried.
You should be worried.
And this is an email, bro. You done lost the game in front of 100,000 people multiple times, kicked the ball out of bounds. You did everything you could possibly do wrong as a kicker.
I know he was geeked though when he saw that first kickoff go out of bounds.
He was like,
yeah, I know what's
something about the stadium. It ain't me. What?
And the next thing you know, my man was 3 of 3.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's solidified. Jerry was happy after the game too, talking about it too. He was happy. All right, we have a new member of the Dallas Cowboys, and we'll tell you who it is after this break right here on the Players Lounge.
I'm Jay Novacek, former tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Back in the day, I was the guy who always got the tough yards, and that's why I run with John Deere today. In fact, I have a John Deere 3025E tractor that can handle any yard work I need to do, even the tough yards way out back. So if you have 1 acre or 1,000, John Deere has the equipment that's just right for you. Visit a John Deere dealer today and run with us. We are the official tractor provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Whether you're into being a part of this or more into something like this, SeatGeek has the tickets to the events you love. It's the easiest way to find, buy, and sell tickets. Plus, with their Deal Score technology, they'll recommend the best seats in the house at the best value. So the next time you're craving this, download the SeatGeek app and let's go. SeatGeek.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Ready? Okay. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. What's that spell?
So.
Are we gonna win?
Not if we play like we cheered.
Just okay is not okay. Whether it's cheerleaders or your wireless network, AT&T is America's best wireless network. Best network based on GWS 1 score September 2019.
Back to the Players Lounge.
The annual Christmas at the Star, presented by Albertsons and Tom Thumb, returns to the Star in Frisco. The 20-minute show electrifies the Star with a powerful mix of game day excitement and Christmas cheer every Friday and Saturday at 6 p.m. Now through December 21st, admission and parking are free. For more information on the event, visit thestarinfrisco.com. All right. You got to get here Friday and Saturday because this is it.
Is it?
Okay, this is it. It's a good show.
All right.
It's a good
we'll
show.
have to do that then.
Yeah, well, after that show on the 30th, we got holiday youth camps over there at AT&T Stadium.
Okay.
Bring the kids over. Sign them up at www.dallascowboys.com/academy. I will be there coaching the kids with the
best coach in the game.
Yeah, best coach in the game. Thank you, sir. It's a nice production, man. Go ahead and get your kids signed up while we still got a few spots available.
And you know you're gonna be tired of your kids around that time, so there's really some
drop off to me. Drop off to me, man. Drop off to me.
Drop them off so you can have a little peace and quiet, and they can burn up some energy here. All right, there is a new Dallas Cowboy. Todd Archer, ESPN, reports Malcolm Smith has been
the linebacker, Super Bowl
MVP, baby.
Okay.
I was there that day when they took on the Broncos. Bart Scott, buddy of mine. Bart Scott and I did that.
Wait.
Yes. You guys would love Bart. Bart's just good people, man. Bart's a great. He's as real as he gets. Great guy. And we did it. He would do a weekly 1-hour segment with me when I was doing NBC Sports Radio. And so we're there in New York at the Super Bowl. He's like, man, you can't go against the sheriff, man. You got to go Pate, man. And, Bart played him so many times. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm going to tell you what, man. This is what that was the year he threw like 55, I believe.
Yeah, MVP, I think.
And he was. And I said, look, man, we see this all the time. Because I remember that being at the Super Bowl, Rich Gannon and the Raiders had the high-powered. I said, man, when it comes to this game with 2 weeks to prepare, give me the defense. Give me the team that has the better defense. They're going to figure out a way to shut it down. He's like, nah, I can't go past that, man. Take Seahawks. Sure enough, man. Blew them out.
Blew them out. It wasn't even a game.
Percy Harvin came out of halftime like, Got him. This
I'm
over.
gone.
Y'all
I'm
going back in.
Over, right.
Going back in.
Everybody,
I'm out of here.
Just roll the champagne here. Send them Broncos World Championship shirts on over to send them to Africa.
Wherever they go.
Wherever they go.
Because half the people that was watching was like, if they can get a stop, Peyton Manning probably
You gonna bring it back.
Person was like, got him.
So
we out of here.
That game was at MetLife Stadium, and Bruno Mars at the halftime show. So I'll tell you this: if you guys have never seen him live, go. He's really good.
Right.
It was one of the halftime. I was like, you know what, man? That's what it's supposed to be. That guy's good. I mean, that is. You know what? Take the bride with you. Get a sitter. Barry, you'll love it.
Check him out.
I don't need no sitter.
I'll check it.
That's why I said Barry. I know you're not there yet. So, but go. I went and saw him. He came downtown here. Went and saw him and. Guy was good. I mean,
check him out.
Absolutely, really good. So Malcolm Smith, the MVP, coming here, former teammate with Michael Bennett.
That's true. Has he bounced around a little bit since Seattle?
And Rashard coached him as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
might fit in good.
Yeah, so
he's athletic dude. Got some speed.
That's right. They back at SC there and with Seattle. He played 2 games for your Jaguars this year.
He did?
Yeah.
And they let him go too.
Your Jaguars. They probably fined him.
Let's go ahead and stand.
They probably fined him.
You saw what they do.
So your Jaguars.
Yeah, what's going on with them boys down there?
Apparently made the NFLPA, man. When the NFLPA came out, it was a statement against how Tom Coughlin and company are fining guys for things that they shouldn't be fining them for. Basically, for not being there at your voluntary workouts. And so I just wanted to figure, can you please just spill the tea on what's going on?
I mean, a little bit of tea there. I ain't going to say too much, but I mean, my guy, he's known for being kind of that stickler, kind of that, this is my team, we're going to run it my way no matter what goes on. Like, all right, that's how you do it, that's how you do it. But if it's a voluntary thing, you can't get mad at people or you can't, fine them or dock them for something that's not mandatory. And that happened time and time again. As my time down there in Jacksonville, OTAs, those are voluntary things. Boys don't want to show up until, the mandatory part of it or maybe a week after or a week before that. And those boys were getting fined. And I mean, it's coming down to the NFLPA saying, no, you can't do that. This is against the rules. We're going to crack down on you and we're going to see what happens after that. But, hey, if I was at NFLPA, I'd tell boys not to go down there either.
So they got Fowler for $700,000.
$700,000 for something that was voluntary.
You don't even have to be there. You can get your own doctors for way less than $700,000.
And they got that man for
$700,000.
I mean, that's no tax.
Okay,
$700.
So let me ask this question: when the team finds you like that, does it come out of your paycheck?
Oh yeah.
And so you never even see. I mean, how does that work?
You'll have the little pay stub. You'll go up to the afterwards, the accountant or whatever, if you want to. Some guys have direct deposit. Some guys get the check. I usually have direct deposit, so I used to have to go up to the accountant afterwards and just look at the pay stub and see what's going on. And you'll see a nice little minus, and whatever that fine is. Minus that was from your total or whatever.
You sound like you've been fined before.
Oh yeah, I've been fined. I've been fined.
So they got you up there too.
Oh yeah, they got me up there. You see, I'm kind of sweating already right now. I'm mad about this. But anyways, they take it right out of your check without even asking any type of questions. And then the only way you can get it back is you got to go through the appeal process. And usually that doesn't even start until March if it's something big. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something little like a violation from the NFL, like a sock violation or something like that, you can usually get that back real quick within a week or two. But not with them boys. I mean, the appeal search don't even start till March.
So what did they fine you for?
Oh, well, they fined me for a lot of things. I mean,
in Jacksonville, what
was any of it legit?
Was it legit? Some of it was
okay.
legit. I mean,
Okay.
some of it was legit. I'd be late for a meeting or something like that, and I didn't give a valid excuse. Then
you was late for a meeting. I never known you to be late. You went out to Jacksonville.
It happened. It happened once or twice.
Gave a little money and all that.
And then you get fined for things like that. But some of the things I'll tell you what happened. So when the whole situation that happened when we were in London, a couple things happened or whatever, and a couple guys missed the practice. But I wasn't one of those guys that missed the practice. I made it to the practice. I made it to the game. Everything like that. I wasn't suspended, anything like that. But they went ahead and fined me anyways. Now I don't think that was I didn't think that was right at all. Like I went to practice. I wasn't late to nothing. But y'all still fined me as though I wasn't at practice. I wasn't at the game. So I had to wait till March to get my appeal in and. Got my appeal, got all that money back, but still, I mean, I don't even think that was right at all. I mean, it was a lot of money. It was a lot.
You don't want to say?
Yo, yeah, it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money.
Okay, so see at that. All right, so now
over 40.
Maybe not. I ain't saying.
Because here's my question. So if it's, I'm thinking my boiling point is if I'm missing, I look at my check and it's missing $20,000. I'm going over to Tom Coughlin's office, Doug Moreau. We about to have a conversation. Especially if you say you were good and I need an explanation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they'll hit you with you got to go appeal it.
And then, know what? Oh, my hand was already hurt. Oh, we sore. We can't go.
We can't play.
You seen the Ramsey situation?
My back. My neck and my back.
Hey,
all together at once.
When you start looking at how this team has been getting beat in games and these wide margins, I mean, hey, look, Jacksonville this year. Chargers go to Jacksonville, lay it on them 45-10.
Tyrod Taylor was playing in that game. That was beat so bad.
Tampa Bay, struggling Tampa Bay, takes them down in their place, 28-11. Tennessee takes them 42-20. Indy takes them by 20 down there. Houston wins by 23. I mean, when I start to see some of the you can't tell me if you're out here finding folks like that, Barry. And the NFL's come out and said, NFLPA said, hey, man, don't go down there. Guys aren't exactly ready to go lay it down on the line. You're losing. And if you're out here treating people in a way they feel is unfair and unjust with these rules.
I know what they're trying to do.
What they trying to do?
They're trying to get that money back from Bortles and Nick Foles. Since they still got to pay them, they got to find out how to get that back.
And I don't understand, but they paid a lot of cash. But it's for some reason, every offseason, they got a lot of money to pay cash to come back down there.
They got some magical geniuses in the accounting department. Though they did win at Oakland 20-16. Gardner Minshew comes in there and it sparked the team. But I just found that to be, I thought it was very interesting. And
when that popped up today, I was like, man.
So I got to get in the Players Lounge here and ask Barry about what's going on here.
They will find you. I'll tell you that much.
Two things here then, Barry. What kind of dude is Shad Khan, the owner, and how many guys on that team can't stand the London trip?
Well, I'll tell you right now, everybody can't stand the London trip. I mean, it used to be cool when you went over there for like the whole week, like a Monday to Sunday, because you were able to get acclimated to the time and all that other stuff. But when you go up there from nowadays, it's just like a short trip, like a Thursday to Sunday, or maybe even a Friday to Sunday. So you got that whole flight, and you're just there for a quick little 24 hours, maybe 36 hours, play the game, and you come right back. Everybody hates that flight trip. But as far as Shad Khan is the owner, he's a cool dude. I mean, I have no bad words about him. Like he pretty much he made himself available to anybody. If you had a problem, if you wanted to go talk to him, cats, they weren't going over there to Coughlin. Let me go talk to Coughlin tomorrow. They would try to talk to Kai or Shad Khan, and he was one of those owners that he'll hear it from anybody, from the bottom 53rd player to the top dude. He'll hear it from anybody. So I had no ill to him. He was a good dude.
So then my next thing is, how can he take this losing?
He can't.
And the fact that there's a new excuse or reason, and then by the way. You see, 2-3 dudes drafted in the top 4 playing for the Rams. Jalen Ramsey, number 4 pick playing for the Rams. Blake Bortles, number 2 pick playing for the Rams. Dexter Fowler Jr., number 2 pick playing for the Rams. They watched, they were sitting there watching some of these guys going out the door and excelling somewhere else. It's kind of like watching Adam Gase. Everybody get away from him.
Yeah, they do great.
Ryan Tannehill get away from this dude. Career resuscitated. I mean, so some point, and then you poor Sam Darnold and Le'Veon Bell. I mean,
that Le'Veon thing, goodness.
Yeah, you think they're going to get rid of him?
Yes.
Why not?
Well, he didn't want him.
Who's going to take that money? Who's going to take that?
Well, this is one where, remember, the head coach basically hired the GM, Joe Douglas.
True.
So he basically hired the guy. So if the head coach is going to say, I don't want this guy around here, run him, they may just eat the money.
Can Le'Veon go back to Pittsburgh? No?
It's a wrap?
It's done?
No.
You don't think he can?
No.
Even when
he wasn't as bad as AB.
Yeah, he was nowhere near as bad as AB out there with it.
I just feel like it seemed as though he quit on them by just, I'm not going to be here. And they thought I just think there was too much bad blood. And if I'm Mike Tomlin, I want to move on. Because if he comes back, I got to revisit everything. Do I want to really revisit everything? Plus, are you cutting him or are you trading for the contract? Because that's a big contract.
Yeah, it is.
That is one of the, that's a top 5 running back contract. Do you want to? You've already got.
What they gonna do at running back though? They got Connor.
You got Connor. You got Benny Snell. You got Jalen Samuels. The bigger question is what you're gonna do with the quarterback.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Is Roethlisberger available? You got to improve on Duck Hodges, and and maybe he
Duck
can.
Hodges ain't it.
He can grow. He can grow and get better, but he seems right now that this is a career backup. If he's the number 2, but I'm not looking at the running back situation. This is a problem, and Le'Veon Bell's a guy as much as who's your quarterback. Your defense is looking fantastic.
Yeah, they look legit on that side of the ball.
They made a good trade, a great trade.
Man, Fitzpatrick. What's his name? Fitzpatrick.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Man, looking like Ed Reed out there, man.
He's nice.
There's another situation. So Dolphins get rid of him. He's thriving. Dolphins do get a number 1 pick, so I give them that. Dolphins get rid of Kenyon Drake, got 4 touchdowns.
Oh yeah,
Kenny Stills doing work over there in Houston. I mean,
was he on your fantasy team?
Yeah, he was on
your bench.
He's in last already. He won this week. He won this week.
I did work this week.
Yeah, he's still in last.
Oh, you're in the consolation.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Over there, did you make it to?
Yeah, I lost my first week.
Oh.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp didn't play.
Oh, that's how you knew he was on 30%?
Yes, bro. I'm watching the game. I'm like, bro, I need a 25, 30 piece from Cooper Kupp. I had him and Zach Ertz to give me 60. Zach Ertz come through, give me like 27. I just need Cooper Kupp to do a little extra. And he doesn't play for 70% of the game because they came out of 12 personnel. He was not one of the receivers. It was Reynolds. It was Reynolds.
Got them blocking boys.
Yes,
that was
Robert
one of those.
Woods.
Yes, Robert. I have Robert Woods.
And I was like,
Robert Woods, 30, had 33 points.
Yeah, I'm like, what are we doing? McVay, put that out in the wire or something. Tell me, Cooper Kupp ain't starting because even the bottom of the screen said Cooper Kupp was starting. But I lost it anyway. Then I win this week.
Did you recoup your funds at all? Your initial fantasy football investment this year?
I did not, but I will say I recouped it on. Actually, I can't.
Okay,
but nah.
Right.
Don't look at me. Hey, don't look at me. Hey, I don't know what he's talking about.
I won my game.
We're going to spend that money at Papados.
I won my
We're going to spend that money at Papados.
I'm in a fantasy football championship.
You in the champ? You in the chip?
Yeah, I got quarterback questions, though. So I've got Dak Prescott at Philly. But then they said Dak got the finger, so Dak's index fingers, that's an issue. But we know Philly ain't covering nobody.
Nobody.
But here's how you know there's a problem with Dak's finger last week. Only threw 23 times. That's a low this year. 15 completions. That's a low.
But I mean, the game dictated that, though.
And they ran the ball 40 times. Well, I mean, hey.
When you run for 250.
I was going to say. They may do that again this week. They may decide to keep on rolling
this week.
Yeah, he gonna throw the touchdowns though. He just probably won't have he had 212 yards. He still gave you good points.
Okay, yeah. So I got I got Drew Brees.
He went crazy last night.
9 touchdowns the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But here's the deal now. He's going outdoors to face Tennessee. We saw Deshaun Watson it was a struggle for Deshaun last week in Tennessee. And Drew, we talk about Amari Cooper's home and away splits.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees is worse than that. I mean, Drew Brees away from the dome, man, it's bad.
Yeah, can't guard Mike out there. He on another level right now, though. So you can guarantee Drew gonna at least have 130 in the tug because they all going to can't guard Mike.
So
you'll be all right.
So I do Drew. And then I've got Ryan Tannehill, Tennessee, who.
Do you think he's the long-term answer?
No. See, here's the thing. I tell people, I'm not caring about him being long-term. Right now, he's a fantasy football answer. He's a top 4 play. Since he's a top 4 play the past 4 weeks in fantasy. When you talk about just numbers and getting it done, it's like I said about Jameis Winston. There's real football Jameis Winston. You're like, he turned the ball over. There's fantasy Jameis. Yeah. Fantasy Jameis is good.
He's a beast.
Because I told our political reporter she was drafting, looking for a second quarter. I said, take Jameis. He's like, and I said, look. Don't think of Jameis in real football terms. I said, Jameis in fantasy terms, the garbage time and Bruce Arians quarterback is garbage time heaven because he's just chucking it if you're behind. So Jameis had another 450 against Detroit. 450 had 450 the week before. I said, I'll take the 3 picks. Mm-hmm. So okay, that's -6. If the guy gives me 35 and is -6, you're coming out ahead in fantasy. Plus, the way you had to draft Jameis, it was at the end.
Well, don't start him this week because he lost Godwin. He already got Mike Evans.
Mike Evans gone too.
Okay. I'm picking up Perriman. Rashad Perriman in my league because when Godwin went out, he went straight. He was just.
Oh, he did.
He
dimed him up.
But now he by himself. He was already on the road. Now it's Perriman at the beginning of the game all the way through the end. Listen, I think you got too much stuff to think about over there. You got an easy choice. Drew. It's easy.
Go ahead,
you say take Drew.
You got an easy decision on your hand. You will be upset if you start Tannehill.
See, so
be upset.
Marcus Graham, my boy over NFL.com, he came out and he said, look, his crew said, you take Tannehill. And I don't have all the stats there, but they broke it down. It's not – Brees outside is real bad.
Who's
Jack Rabbit.
Oh, yeah, he about to – hey, Jack Rabbit in with the Saints now.
Jack Rabbit in with the Saints.
He said it's
Jack
real
Rabbit
bad.
He's going to get pick 6. That's more than -2.
So I'm basically – I'm picking up Perriman to block the other guy I'm playing.
Yeah, that's smart.
So I'm blocking him. I got Adam Thielen. I might put Adam Thielen in the lineup.
This is first game back, or he
No,
played?
second
game back?
Second. So plus they ran the ball so well
Cook
against the Chargers. And Cook may be hurt, but the other two
the top two might be out.
Madison missed the game, but that's fine. In my own way, going against Green Bay, that's fine. Just throw. If Kirk has to throw it, he wants to find 19. So I'll put 19 in the lineup. I may take Robert Woods out.
Okay.
May take Robert Woods out. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You
I got
some decisions. I'm done.
I got decisions.
I won 5th place.
Well,
I played for 5th. I won. I scored 190 points the week after.
All right, up next on the Players Lounge, we get into our football phrase of the day, and it is time to go to Philadelphia, visit the city of brotherly love with the NFC East division title right there for the taking. Next.
Ready? Okay. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. What's that spell?
So.
Are we gonna win?
Not if we play like we cheered.
Just okay is not okay. Whether it's cheerleaders or your wireless network, AT&T is America's best wireless network. Best network based on GWS One score September 2019.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again for Tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
OtterBox, the company that builds wildly overprotective phone cases?
The one and only. But cases are just the start. OtterBox is the official outfitter of tailgating.
If they can keep my phone safe, what can they do for my parking lot party?
How about protecting your beverages from suboptimal drinking temperatures with their elevation tumblers? And OtterBox elevation tumblers come in 3 sizes: a 10-ouncer, a 20-ouncer, and even a 64-ounce growler.
Check out all the colors and sizes of their elevation tumblers at otterbox.com.
Whether you're into being a part of this or more into something like this, SeatGeek has the tickets to the events you love. It's the easiest way to find, buy, and sell tickets. Plus, with their deal score technology, they'll recommend the best seats in the house at the best value. So the next time you're craving this, download the SeatGeek app and let's go. SeatGeek.
Hey Cowboys Nation, this season when the Cowboys win, you get to experience the sweet taste of victory because if the Cowboys win, the next day Dunkin' is offering a free medium hot or iced coffee. So don't just celebrate the Cowboys' success from the sidelines, head to Dunkin' and treat yourself to real victory because this season Cowboys fans aren't only winning on game day, they're winning the next day too with a free medium coffee. Cowboys Nation runs on Dunkin'. Excludes cold brew. Limit 1 per guest. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Do not miss your chance to take a photo with Santa at the Star this holiday season. Santa Claus will be at his Cowboys fan-themed set with Fans United at the Star in Frisco now through December 24th. For more information and to book your photo, visit thestarinfrisco.com/Santa. You're at the Players Lounge. Danny McCray, Barry Church. Newy Scruggs here in the Belichick hoodie.
With the Cowboys on the front.
I will tell you this.
Cut the sleeves.
No.
Cut the sleeves.
No, this is the most comfortable sweatshirt I've ever owned.
That's the old Reebok ones, too.
I was saying, is he plugging right now for the pro shop?
Yeah, look how you can't get it.
I know,
do it no more. Old school Reebok.
They have a version of that sweater somewhere. Yeah, y'all check them out.
I don't know if they do. I'll just say this, man. This right here is yes, this is my go-to. And I don't have to wear anything really thick underneath it. I can just wear. I've got a long sleeve shirt, but I don't have to, really put a whole bunch of layers on. So, yeah, man, this is one of my all-time faves right here now.
Y'all go cop that, man.
Shout out
Cop
to
the
Bucky
Nike
and Mike.
edition.
When I got it back when it was popular, when Belichick had, when
When
they
used to cut them sleeves.
Yeah, and I would have people stop me in stores and ask, where can I get that?
Did they have a Patriots logo on the front, or you was rocking with somebody?
No, this is
no.
This is
Hell, that was that one.
No, he was rocking
No,
out.
just walk this one, but everybody kind of knew what it was.
Yeah.
But people would stop me and ask me, where can I get that?
He gonna
They
pass
wanted
that sweater down generations.
No.
That's my
generational
sweater.
hoodie,
Don't
yeah.
sit in my chair
No,
and don't wear
it's
my
too
sweater.
big. No, it's too. This thing's too big now. This is a 3X. It's way too big.
Oh yeah,
But-
Yeah, because you've been working out, man.
Been
I've been
working out,
seeing you
man.
post your videos. You've been doing two workouts sometimes.
Yeah, I've been doing the tennis
Back to
thing
back.
now, man. You guys
Tennis?
Yes, you guys got to get me on this tennis thing, man. It is
Tennis.
good.
I'm a fan of tennis. I just know my hand-eye coordination is not.
I will tell you this: my teacher Yannick, brother played at Alcorn State. Great teacher, man. I've never been able to hit and serve, just to hit it and serve. Man, you get with a good, just like coaching matters.
Coaching matters.
Coaching matters. I mean, he's throw it up, and he's like, "This is how I want your hand coming forward like this. Keep your eyes here." And when you hit it, he's like, "Keep your eyes there for 2 seconds." So he's teaching with just okay. So now I'm hitting it. Then he goes to the next thing. Okay, now that you've got it, now he's like, "I want you to pronate, where you take." He says, "I want the racket to end on that." I mean, he said, "You got to twist your shoulder a little bit." So
What are we talking about here?
so here's the thing. Ultimately, next thing you know, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
So you saying I can do it?
You can do it.
All right. Coaching
Okay?
matters, man.
Coaching matters. I've never been able to do it, but that's what happened. Just coaching matters. And then he'll say, "Oh, you hit the ball." He said, "Put your arm out front when you hit. Put it right there." Next, I just do it like this. That one little simple thing. Next thing you know, I'm hitting it solid. Coaching matters.
Coaching. So you saw what our coach did this week.
He sure did. Gave a speech.
Gave a motivational
Got him
speech.
right.
Do
And
we have that audio?
everybody was talking about his clapping. He clapped
Yeah,
it
I've
straight to a dub.
What was it, 44 to 2?
Yeah.
Do we have the Jason Garrett audio? Do we have that?
Yeah, you got it.
We got it. All right, let's hear it.
Hey, listen up. Just a hell of a job, guys. That's a hell of a job. It started on Monday when you came in, the way we practiced all week long, your mindset and your mentality to come to work. To make it a one-day season. That's what we did all week long. Then we made it a one-game season. Okay, we knew what it was going to be all about. You guys got your mind right, your spirit right, and your body right to play the way we played. Okay, we talked about recapturing the DNA of our team, about team. Team was on display today. You guys know where we are, though. You guys know where we are. We're right back at it. We talked about it all week long. This one's done. Now it's tomorrow. Yes. Tomorrow's a one-day season. Yes. Big time job, guys.
Yes, sir. Tyron does not look like an offensive tackle.
No, that dude's swole back there.
Straight gladiator. Like, he look like he on gladiator. He don't want to walk out with the mask on, the tigers and all
The
that.
man weighs 300-something pounds. It probably, what, like 10% body?
Yeah.
If that.
That's a big guy.
That's a big dude, man.
He sits, so after the game, Tyron addresses next to LC, and then Travis is a couple lockers at Joe Looney's right there. Then they've got Frederick Way, you got Zach Way on the end. Anyway, he just does not look like them. and look, the Cowboys, and I covered this team back when Nate Newton and Mark Tuinei and Eric Williams were here. Stepnoski was the leanest of them all, but they've totally changed. The offensive line. I mean, they do not have offensive linemen with bellies. They don't. Joe Looney's the only one, but Joe Looney would be really small compared to that group of the Great Wall of the 90s.
Yeah,
but when you see Tyron, it just does not look like a offensive tackle when you see it.
You're right. Look like a gladiator.
You know what?
Terminator.
You know what he does?
Look at this dude.
I'll tell you what he reminds me of.
Nothing.
He like the dude on no, he don't look like him, but Longest Yard.
Is
it Sapp? What's his name?
You talking
like
about
Bob Sapp?
Big I think it was big. Yeah, I think it was.
Big slow dude. He couldn't really get right.
He broke through my nose.
Yeah, broke through my nose. But he was D lineman, but he was big slow dude. There was no stomach. He was just swole.
Tyron reminds me of a WWE superstar. I mean, that's the way. I mean, you just see him. He got the tats down the bottom. I mean, just walking down there. Just play some music.
Bam, just out
there. Walking down here.
The big show.
Right.
The big show.
Right. I mean, that's what Tyron just reminds me. That's what he could. And I've been around some of those guys, and they're big like Tyron. These guys are built like
and
Tyron.
He can
They're
move.
big I'm telling you,
he can move with the best of them, man.
And think about this for him, and it's always interesting on how college careers work out in the pros. Tyron was a right tackle at USC. he was considered the second best tackle on their offensive line. The guy who was the best offensive lineman considered at the time was the left tackle, Matt Khalil, who went in the next draft and went number 3.
Khalil's nice too.
Matt
Khalil, nice.
College.
He had his brother. His brother had a really good career.
Maybe I'm thinking of that one then.
You're thinking of Ryan, the center.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the center.
He played at SC too.
Yeah, you're right.
But Matt went number 3, had a couple good years in Minnesota, and then just fell off.
Well, I'm definitely thinking of the other one.
And when you look at Tyron, you're looking at a guy who's putting together the kind of resume that if he continues this for another 3 to 5 years, they'll talk about him in Canton. They'll have the conversation.
I can see that for
Let
sure.
me tell you something. The dude has the strongest punch.
Oh, yeah.
I've ever felt
And the way
in my
they
life.
tape his hands, it feels like rocks hit you. Like,
you blitz off the edge and he get his hand on you, you knock the breath out of you
real quick.
So,
Like, hey,
so
bro,
is that his
get back.
WWE move? Is that the WWE
That's the
finishing
one.
move?
I mean, he just
Tyron
that
smack.
palm.
And it just looked basic too. It's just a quick, and you were like, oh,
chill out, man. Like,
bro, it's Friday practice. Bro,
What you
I don't have
doing?
my pads
You
on.
don't even got pads on. Oh, my bad.
My bad. Yeah.
So he go in and hit Roman Reigns like that, right there. in the
He's
chest.
over. Roman's done.
Roman's done.
Roman is done.
It's a quick one.
It's over. It's quick.
All right, our football phrase of the day is
Leverage. So today we're talking about leverage. Is something that my man Jordan Lewis has been doing to perfection since he's been starting there at nickel. All right, so we'll talk about leverage from a coverage standpoint. So Jordan Lewis plays in the slot. When we speak of leverage, we say inside leverage, head-up leverage, or outside. And you play that leverage depending on what defense you're in. So if Jordan Lewis is in cover 1, he's playing in the slot, he will play outside leverage, which is his nose on the outside shoulder of the guy that he's guarding, because he has linebackers on the inside like Sean Lee that can help him on crossing routes, and you also have a deep safety to help him if the guy runs like a deep post or anything up and inside. And then if he's playing outside and they run a 7 route, something similar to what Cooper Kupp was running throughout the whole game, then he's able to cover that because he's already outside, and the 7 route turns outside right into his leverage. And he's been doing that perfectly. And we'll have to do the same thing when we're guarding screens and guarding Zach Ertz this week when we're playing Philly. We got to keep our leverage. Zach Ertz is going to be the main target. And as long as we're able to keep our leverage and funnel him into the help, I think that we'll be successful guarding him.
I'll tell you what, Jordan Lewis is a hell of a player, man.
Oh, baller.
When he can,
baller.
I like AB and I like Anthony Brown's game, but Jay Lewis is like a step up. He's
stay with me here.
Okay, go ahead.
You just brought up Zach Ertz. Leighton Vander Esch is not going to play in this game. How do you make sure you take away Carson Wentz's favorite target? Because that game against the Giants, they go into overtime. Why is he running free? I'm just looking at the Giants and saying, that's a poor coaching job. There's no way in the world Zach Ertz should be running free. His favorite, when everybody else has seemingly been hurt on this team, why are you not doubling 86?
This is what hurts, right? When you are a coach and you watch a play like that, and you guys have worked on in and out coverage specifically for him motioning in, and you guys have worked on this for 4 days, and it's like, when this happens, this is what we do. And then you get out there in the game and you don't do it, and we say horrible coaching. And it's like, bro, I've been telling these dudes to do this all week. Yeah. We drew this up for 20 times because the coaches throughout practice, they draw up the plays that they want to see the defense go against. They do this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. These guys walk through this probably 30 times, and they let it happen. And it's like, oh, that's bad coaching. I'm like, bro, nah, that's bad play, right? So us, when we get into that, we have to be able to do what we're being taught. Chris Richard is going to have a scheme to take away Zach Ertz. No matter if we put Byron on him, or we put whoever we put on him, he will have some help. Sean Lee will be underneath, and we just have to go out there and execute. So they don't say Chris Richard we got bad coaching. I promise you those guys knew exactly what to do, and when they watch film, the coach is like, bro, we worked on this all week.
And that's when you get hit on the Gary
vision. That's when you get the Gary vision. And it's like, bro,
what happened
you like, and that's why players get cut, because a coach will often say, you're not going to get me fired.
Yeah, that is true.
You're not getting me fired, especially for some stuff that I taught you, right? If it's something that I left out, then all right, that's on me. But if we walk through this the whole time and then somehow this dude is wide open, like you don't even cover him.
And you go through it in practice all week.
Yeah, thank God he was on my fantasy team. But I'm watching like, good, y'all crazy. What
you getting ate up out there?
Ertz a little too costly in my fantasy league. Actually, you know what? No, he didn't. I took Kittle over Ertz in my fantasy league.
You did good.
He's doing really well. Doing really well. Like, boy, they ate that cheese, didn't they? Falcons came in there. They ate that cheese.
Oh, yeah.
So covering Zach Ertz, stopping the run. If those two things happen, shouldn't these Cowboys leave Philadelphia with a win?
Yeah, by at least 14. You stop the run, you stop Zach Ertz, you get the dub.
If they don't double team Zach Ertz, it's going to be criminal. I mean, who else do they got out there at the wide? They had a quarterback from Houston at one wide receiver. I don't know about Arcega-Whiteside. Is he even playing? I don't even know.
They had a guy. Who's the guy that caught the touchdown at the end of the game?
The quarterback. The old
quarterback.
Yeah,
so they got him.
Greg Ward Jr. from Houston.
Yeah, Greg Ward Jr. from the great city of Houston and the great state of Texas. So I can guarantee you this. They are going to run probably 15 screens on us this game with Miles Sanders. We are going to see screens the entire game.
Jordan Howard may be back as well.
He's not running those screens.
That'll be interesting if he can come back, because he runs between the tackles pretty well. If he comes, that'll be interesting.
We have to stop the run, stop the screens, and the list is getting longer. Stop Zach Ertz. Stop Zach Ertz.
86.
But this is a game.
Belichick would come into this game saying 86. Where's 86?
Stop him.
86.
I just don't see anybody else that can move the ball down the field consistently. If they double Zach, I just don't see it. Yeah. Maybe one play here and there, but consistently, I just don't see it.
Double them, keep your leverage on the screens, make them come back inside to your help, and I think you'll be all right.
I feel like, and I've said this, different people from, I got to do a TV hit in Philadelphia, and I've said this, and I still believe this. The Cowboys have more healthy players, and they will out-talent them. But if guys aren't focused with that crowd, because the Eagles crowd, the fact they hate the Cowboys are going to be there already, but they know that this is their chance for these Eagles, and they're going to give them that home field advantage. The Cowboys got to get there, take these guys out of the game right away.
You know what?
Like the first game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What I want to see is us come out and play like we are preparing for the playoffs, right? Play like we know that we're going to make the playoffs, and when we make that, we know we have to have some great momentum because we got San Fran or Seattle. Like, we're going to have to be playing our best ball by then, right? So it's a game at a time, right? But at this point, you're just continuing to get better with none of those fall-offs, right? So this week should look better than last week.
Dak said it's a playoff game, and he's correct.
Oh, yeah.
It's a playoff
100%.
game. And you guys already talked about it. What's it, $25,000? Extra after taxes?
It goes up every week from there.
I wouldn't know.
It goes up every week from there.
So you can assure a good Christmas for yourself if you're a Cowboys player by getting a win in Philadelphia.
Most definitely.
I mean, so many things. Hey, you make the playoffs despite everything that happened. That's another thing I'd ask guys in the locker room. You can make the playoffs. And oh, by the way, and you can't say this, extra check.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, said things we think but do not say. Things you don't tell the media, but hey, you can't tell me in the locker room, hey, fellas, for all the weights we've lifted, for all the nicks and knacks and things you've endured this year, why not go get this dub and get yourself an extra check? Why not do that?
Extra few.
Extra few.
25, 50, 75.
I mean.
And you know, somebody go hug up the kicker, Kai Forbath. Like, God, we need you this week, baby. Do your thing.
Yeah,
you got it.
He got
don't
kick it out of bounds at the beginning. Other than that,
well, one good thing about it, because he kicked in Washington for a few years, and I bring that up because he knows what the link is all about.
True.
And I do think that's an advantage when you're trying to go east and play these NFC East teams. Having kicked there, it's not going to be a surprise. You know what's up. I just think special teams is going to be critical here because Philadelphia is going to need the Cowboys to make mistakes.
Almost definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys do their job, don't make mistakes, they should win this game. But we know throughout the season that has not been the case. The Cowboys specialize in shooting themselves in the foot like Cheddar Bob and 8 Mile. They've done that a lot.
Inconsistent.
You cannot do that Sunday. This crowd is going to be ready to go. I was there last year. It was a Sunday night football game, and this is when the Cowboys were needing the victory, and they had brought a casket out. They said it was going to be the Cowboys' funeral. So if somebody brought a casket to the game, and it was a different. It's an interesting atmosphere. I'm not going to that game.
I tell you what, offensively, the only way that we could shoot ourselves in the foot is if we pull a Sean McVay and come out here and try to get too creative when we know what we can do. Great, come out here, run the ball, man, punch them in the mouth, get physical with them, and just wear them out.
Just wear them out, and then go over top of the kill piece.
It's what works. If we come out here trying to do all type of trick plays and we go 3 and out on the first 3 plays.
Just jab them up. Just jab them up.
To sleep. Ali, sleep.
The linemen were so happy after the game. This is what we do.
They were able to play aggressive.
Jock Taylor had a great stat on his ESPN radio show here in Dallas-Fort Worth where he said 32 is the magic number for Dak. He said when you look at his record of 32 passes and under, it's a winning record. And then it's when it's over 32, I think it's 2 and 7. Anyway, it's not good. But basically, it's that trying to find that balance of running the ball, which creates the play action passing, and then Dak throwing it just 32 and under. And go back to when Tony was here. Tony's numbers when he threw it over 40 yards, it wasn't good. It was not a winning record, which for most quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, because you know what type of game it is.
You ain't got no running game. They sitting back in coverage just waiting for something to happen.
We down by 15.
Here we go.
But 32. That's it. Last week for Dak, it was 23 attempts, 15 completions. With that right index finger, let's see what happens there. And
they need one of those games.
And those turnovers are coming in bunches.
You seen it.
You all trying to get me to start Dak on my fantasy team.
Go ahead. I told you start Brees. I'm not gonna lie. I love Dak. He on my team and he'll be starting this week. But I'm starting Brees. I seen the dude. He's hot. You said 9 over the last 2 weeks. I know it's in the dome, but maybe he's rolling. He's fresh.
And they're going to Tennessee.
He's fresh. Came out surgery, so he got a lot of mental rest and a lot of physical rest. He's going to be great against Tennessee. But that's up to you.
Man,
maybe you should start Tannehill. Start Tannehill. I'm on your side.
I wouldn't start Tannehill. I wouldn't do that.
I'm just okay. See, this becomes an analytical thing. The numbers do not lie.
They're gonna lie to you this week.
They don't lie. Now, right now, he is slated to be. He is in the line.
They're going to lie to you this week.
We'll see next Tuesday.
He is in the line. All right. Another fun show. I always appreciate these conversations because we just really, the Players Lounge is about just having fun, taking the experiences that Danny and Barry have had here and put it out here. And hopefully, you listen to all the podcasts that we have here at DallasCowboys.com. They're all really good. Our show is just a little bit more different, a little bit more laid back.
It's the best show.
And,
I mean, that's,
You said what?
It's the best show.
Oh, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's facts.
I just enjoy my role. I'm just trying to come in and improve each week, try to execute, do my job, try to get better.
I do my 1%. I can't endorse that. I
do my 1%. That's all.
We'll see y'all next week.
Next week.
1% here.
You're going to start clapping at me.
It's over.
We just, fellas, let's just keep stacking together.
Man, I can't even endorse that.
That's right. We're on the next Tuesday. We're on the next Tuesday. Player Lounge. Peace out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.